Okay, so the custom font feature is a really cool feature in this tool. What this feature allows you to do is use a custom font that either you've made, you've downloaded, or a friend has given you. Whatever the case is, it allows you to load in a custom font that doesn't come with the tool by default or isn't in Substance Painter by default, which is fantastic. So essentially you can use this tool for any font that you want. The only thing is you have to have Substance Designer in order for this feature to work. And if you never have used Substance Designer before, that's fine. I'm going to run you through step by step for setting up a font and exporting it and bringing it into Painter to use for the custom font. It's really easy. All you have to do is open up Substance Designer. I've done that now. I've already had it open, so I've just brought it up. Go File, New Package, Substance Graph. In here under the graph template, click on Empty and then name the graph name, whatever you want. Name it after the font or something that you'll remember essentially. I'm just going to call it font, and the width and height, that's the resolution. Doesn't really matter what you pick because you can always go back and change it later, but it's up to you. I'm just going to leave it on 1K for now and then just hit OK. And so now it's opened up our graph. In the graph view, press tab and go and search for output and then click on that. And so now we have an output node. If you just click on it, on the right here you'll see under attributes some things have appeared. Under usage, click the little add item button and that's it. That's all you have to do. Just make sure it's set to diffuse and the output node is now set up. Now back in the graph, press tab and search for text. Click on the text node and this will create a text node. You'll notice under the properties again, a whole bunch of stuff have changed, and essentially the first thing you want to do is change the color mode to color and then type in something in the text. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to do test because you can change this in Substance Painter after we've exported it. Now under font, this is where you want to pick the custom font you want to import. So in this case, I'm just going to pick a random font that I know doesn't come with the tool. So just maybe Broadway, and then you want to scroll down to where it says background. By default it's set to black. You want to actually grab the A, which stands for alpha, and slide it all the way to 0. That's going to make it have a transparent background, which we want, because if you don't do this, features like the stroke, the drop shadow won't actually work. It needs to have a transparent background. So make sure you've set the A under background to 0. Okay, so now click and drag the output of the text tool by left clicking and dragging into the input of the output node, just like that. Okay, so we're almost done. Under the text tool, there's a few parameters you need to expose, and what this means is they're the things you'll be able to tweak when we import it into Substance Painter. So there's a couple of important ones. The first one is this text field. You'll see over on the right hand side here, there is this little 3 lines with a little arrow. Click that, then go expose as graph input, and then just hit OK. You don't need to change anything. You want to do the same for the font size. Expose as a new graph input, hit OK. And then you probably want to do position as well. So click on the 3 lines again, expose as a new graph input, and hit OK. And that's it. We're done. All we need to do now is save the project and export it. So let's go over on the left hand side here under the Explorer where it says unsaved package. Right click on that, save as, just save it anywhere. I'm just going to call it font, and then right click on it and go publish as SBS AR file. So let's do that, and then you want to specify the file path. By default it will go to wherever you just saved that project. So I'm going to leave it like that and then hit publish. So now that we've exported our font out of Substance Designer, we now need to bring it back into Substance Painter so we can use it with the tool. So open up Substance Painter, I already have it open, and then navigate to wherever you just exported that SBS AR file. Click and drag that into Substance Painter and that will open up the import resources window where it says undefined. Click alpha and then import your resources to, you can either do it to your shelf, which is your library, just for this project, which is just for that save file, or current session. Current session means if you close Substance Painter and reopen it, the font will no longer be in there. If you want the font to stay in your shelf forever, I suggest just ticking library. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to do current session. And then click import. And then once that's imported, you'll notice it will appear in your shelf under alphas, and Substance will automatically select it for you down here. Now in the tool settings, I already have it loaded on the right here. Click use custom font, and you'll notice that that will make an import window appear, or input window appear. Click and drag on the imported font into the input, and you'll notice now that our font has appeared, the custom one that we just made. And you'll also notice if you scroll down slightly that those exposed parameters that we did in Substance Designer now appear here in Painter, which is fantastic because it allows us to change whatever the font says, the font size, the offset, all that awesome stuff. And you also can still use the features here like bend, symmetry, drop shadow, stroke, and skew text, which is awesome. So that's how you make a custom font and bring it into the tool to use in Painter.